Hi everyone, and welcome to Inspiring Chaos. If you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Eunice. I'm the host and founder of this amazing story community, and welcome to another episode. I want to wish you all a happy Sunday. First of all, I hope you have an amazing start of the week. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I am really excited for this week's guest because today we have Paige. Paige is truly an incredible woman who I met through social media, specifically through YouTube, and her content, right? Yes, her content truly inspired me, truly continues to inspire me to follow my dreams. And I moved to her page because her content is all about moving abroad and what it means to be an American living abroad. And her journey truly inspired me, and I really wanted her to form part of the podcast to talk about her journey. I am very excited for you to hear her story because it was truly an honor to have her. I was a little bit nervous, I think you can tell because I do stutter throughout the interview, but she was very sweet, very nice, and I just can't wait for you to hear her story. She does give her social media at the end, so stay tuned for the whole thing and follow her. Also follow us if you like to at Inspiring Chaos with Eunice on Instagram, TikTok, and also on YouTube. And also if you like to check out our website, you should do so at www.inspiringchaoswithness.com. Everything I said will be in our Instagram with the links, so you can go check it out. And yeah, I'm very excited to have Paige for the podcast. And I was honestly, I didn't think she was going to respond to my message, but she did, and she was very sweet, very awesome, and truly her journey is absolutely incredible. She talks about it in the podcast, and I hope and I know you're going to get inspired by your story. So now let's go on to hearing Paige inspiring story of success. For today's guest, we have Paige. She recently received her master's in strategic marketing at the University of Greenwich in 2020 and is the founder of Bloom Village. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So you're currently living in London and you also received your master's degree. What made you decide to study abroad?
Oh my goodness. The honest answer, I could have studied anywhere, right? I could have, stayed home in Chicago. I could have went to another city in the US. I just really felt like I needed a fresh start. I felt so stuck and so just like complacent in life. And I was like, I just need to take a leap. That was a pretty big one to take. But yeah, and I had kind of always had the idea in the back of my mind that I would love to live abroad one day.
Mhm.
But I had kind of convinced myself that it was too late for me and that I should have done it when I was an undergrad and, when I was, younger. And I realized after doing much research that I was not going to be the first person to just go there, study for a master's or, go later in their 20s. And yeah, I wasn't going to be the first or the last. So it's been great. Yeah, I moved at 26. So yeah, it was a big change.
Yeah. Were you nervous about it when you applied?
I was. I was never just because it was so different. And I've always been a person who really loves routine and
Mm.
being comfortable. And that was also a little bit of my downfall. It was why I was in the position, that I was in that I felt so stuck. Um, so yeah, I was a bit nervous, but more excited, I'd say, once I finally knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, you're a founder of Boom Village, and I wanted you to talk a little bit about that with us.
Sure. Okay. Oh man, where do I begin? So when I decided to come over to London, I had already, had like a YouTube channel, and I decided that I was going to vlog the experience and like really just share it all, right? And just like explain how I was feeling, very unfulfilled and that I was going to take this big leap. And once I started sharing my journey, people kind of just started to show up out of nowhere and started, like watching my videos and commenting and saying they could relate and they've been there. So that's kind of where Bloom Village came from, because I was applying for a new visa to stay in London, which is called the UK Startup Visa, and I needed to come up with an original business idea. And it kind of just was a no-brainer. Like when I really thought about it, I was like, what can I create that's going to like help the community that I've built, online. So yeah, I decided to start Bloom Village, which is just like a digital wellness community, and we provide different services. I do one-on-one sessions, with people. I'm focusing on like moving abroad or even, mental health topics, like whatever, people need. We, have other resources like ebooks, and we also do in-person, meetups and events, just trying to, build community here in London and beyond. So, yeah, that's kind of where it came from. I had this community and I wanted to give back to them.
Yeah. You also you kind of mentioned that you have an ebook. You wrote a book. And I want
Mhm.
to ask you, what inspired you to write your own book?
Oh man. Yeah, so I wrote an ebook called Creating the Life of My Dreams. And I mean, I just kind of wanted to explain to people like why I did what I did, you know
Mm.
what I mean? And kind of give the backstory. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm just gonna move to London. Like there was a lot that went into it, and there was a lot that actually inspired me to do it and motivated me to do it. And it kind of took me, hitting like a low point where I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life to actually, take that leap and take a risk. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to share the story and because I feel like it's a relatable one.
Yeah. You mentioned also that you're a content creator and you started your own YouTube channel where you documented your life as,
Yeah.
an American living abroad. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel?
I've just always loved creating content. Like ever since I was in high school, I had like a written blog and I would always like write about my life and stuff like that. And that's when like nobody was reading it, nobody cared. But yeah, I just always kind of enjoyed it and I did it, throughout college, like blogging as well. So then I just decided that I really wanted to start uploading on YouTube. And it's really funny that I even started doing that because I would say I'm like a generally like shy person, so putting myself out there on the internet, like it's something that's kind of unexpected for me, but it's something a little bit, I don't know. It feels like less pressure because you can't actually see the people that you're speaking. So speaking to a camera versus speaking on a stage, like that's a big difference for me. We're still working on that part, but yeah, I've always loved creating content and actually having people, watch my videos and respond and say they can relate or that my video helped them in some way is so rewarding. And yeah, I can see myself doing it for a long time.
Yeah, like you were doing your undergrad. You were doing your master's degree. How did you manage to create content and also study?
It was difficult. It was um I think what made it easier was that I was actually vlogging like my life and my experiences. So I was just taking the camera with me, like even if I was taking it to class or, running my errands, I kind of just like vlogged what I was doing, like my real life. So that made it easier to kind of manage both, I guess. And then I'm definitely a person like who has to make like a to-do list and a plan. So just organizing my time and just knowing that creating content and uploading on YouTube was going to be a priority for me. I just made sure I got it done.
Yeah, before you decided to move abroad and pursue your master's degree, did you ever see yourself like doing YouTube, creating content, inspiring people from all over the world to like follow their dreams?
I never knew it was going to get this big. No. So I was like I said, I had my YouTube channel before I moved to London. So I created it in 2015. I would say no one I was not getting more than like 100 views on my videos until like 2017. And then yeah, I came here and I was like, I'm just gonna completely revamp the content because I was actually doing like health and fitness content. And I was really nervous to kind of switch it up and come to London and start vlogging because I'm like, what if my audience doesn't care? Like, what if they don't want to watch? And I was very surprised that I arrived here. And not only did that audience that I had already built, continue to watch me, but I created a whole new audience of people who are like interested in, people living abroad and just in my personal journey. So yeah, it worked out. It definitely worked out. Yeah.
uh, what advice would you give anyone who is interested in studying abroad and also being a content creator?
Oh, I would just say go for it, honestly. I feel like it's something that you can really allow yourself to overthink. I think there were
Mm.
so many moments where I was like, should I really do this? Like, am I making the right decision? Like, is this too risky? I feel like moving abroad to London has been one of the best decisions that I've made, like in my adult life. I honestly believe that. And I'm so glad that I didn't let my fear talk me out of it. So I would just say, push through the doubts, do it because it's such a rewarding experience. Like once you get out here, you realize the world is so big and you're able to meet so many people from pretty much all over, the world. It's like, no matter if you go to London or if you go to the UK or anywhere else, like, you just start to see that the world is so much bigger than just the United States. Um, so yeah, I would say just go for it, and then as far as, like, creating content at the same time, I think that's a great thing if that's what you wanna do. I've been able to pretty much document my entire time here, and, like, if there's ever a point where I'm not living in London anymore, I can always look back on those videos and watch my journey, and I think that's amazing that I have that, to watch forever, basically.
Yeah, so I like to end the episode with a very important question, and I need you to be as honest as possible. What advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, the advice that I would give my younger self, I would probably just say, Paige, it is okay to not have everything planned out. Because I think I used to be a person that needed to be 10 steps ahead of everything.
Mm,
And I think that's also kind of like a defense mechanism because it's like, if I know it's coming, if I can prepare myself, then, I can't be disappointed.
mm.
And sometimes you can't avoid disappointment in life. So I would tell myself it's okay not to have everything planned out. It's okay to kind of just let life happen and just take chances and risks, and you will be rewarded, at the end of the day. So, yeah, I would tell myself to just relax a little bit.
Thank you so much. I would love you can share your social media with all of us.
Sure, sure. So you can follow me pretty much everywhere: Instagram, TikTok, at Paige_Mariah. My YouTube channel is also called Paige Mariah. And then you can follow my digital wellness community at Bloom Village.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have reached the end of the episode. Thanks so much for tuning in for the whole thing. Go follow Paige right now on all our platforms. Also follow us if you'd like to as well. And thank you so much for listening for this week's episode. And I know Paige will continue to thrive and continue to do extraordinary things through her passion, through her purpose. And I can't wait to see it all unfold. And yeah, that is all. And I hope you have an amazing Sunday and talk to you all on Wednesday. Bye.